Hey everyone, this is Chris at Realridesharestories. On this channel we do a lot of different things in the rideshare industry, so if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. But before we get started, if you have a crazy Uber or Lyft experience, whether you're a passenger or a driver, record it, send it my way, and maybe we could feature you on the channel. Alright, so today's video is a little bit different. This is mostly about you guys and what you think. I've covered the AB5 bill for being an employee versus an independent contractor, and I've heard some people's expressions on whether they want it, whether they don't, what their thoughts are. So you know what? I want to make a video today that's based entirely on what you guys think. So I want you guys to comment below, and what do you feel could be better by both companies? What do you feel that could be an addition into what it currently is? Maybe avoiding an employee-esque bill or something like that that's happening or maybe happening in California. Comment below, let me know, because I really want to know what you guys think. There was somebody who commented on my last video that I posted earlier this week about it, and that was, is there a happy medium between having an independent contractor status but having the protections of an employee and kind of combining them into a, I guess Frankenstein-esque type situation, which I think, hey, you know what, that's actually a pretty cool idea, where it keeps your flexibility, it keeps the ability to go on both apps at the same time. It also gives the protections of like maybe a wage or a benefits like paid time off or vacation, sick time, maybe health insurance, 401k options, something like that, where you're getting both aspects rolled into one. And the reason why I think that's a really cool idea, and a lot more can go into that idea, because it's a mesh of the two. First of all, if you ever look at some of the articles that Uber and Lyft are publishing right now and posting, especially trying to get their California drivers to get behind to keep independent contractor status, so maybe they keep status quo. We don't really know what's going on because they never really came out with anything that they said. But they just gave hints or ideas or something. They never really came up with a plan or an actionable plan to put these things into play. They've only said, sign this petition so we can guarantee, or we can keep our operations as is, and we're looking at doing these things, but they never really do anything about it. So there's definitely some disconnect here. There's definitely some misinformation. There's some problems there. But yeah, the big thing is there a possibility where they can join the two? Again, when they were talking about some of the articles that they published, they're saying century-old labor laws. That's their coined phrase that they're using right now. Century-old labor laws. And they're saying, well, independent contractor is the ability where you can be flexible. And that's all they really say, is to keep your flexibility, because, hey, guess what? That's all you really have as a driver. You have the ability to accept or deny a ride, and the flexibility of when you want to go on and off at any time. As an independent contractor, you really have a lot more things. Like if you are an independent contractor for a lot of different things, you can set your own wage. You can negotiate your own wage. I understand, yes, this is a little different because there's over 2 million drivers, so there's some disconnect, but it's always one-sided. It's not collectively bargained between drivers and the companies themselves. So they're trying to get away with labor law issues where they're staying independent contractor status, which, yeah, I do like the flexibility. I enjoy that. But I also like the fact that maybe there's going to be some protections, or maybe, especially when it comes to driving protections. One false report can get you deactivated permanently, and it's a false report. So there's no protection there. There's nothing in the way of drivers, because they look at drivers as a commodity where, oh, if we deactivate one driver, it doesn't matter because there's other drivers that want to sign up and work as well too. So those are some problems that they definitely have. But yes, I want to know what your opinions are, what your thoughts. Do you think that if they're talking about a century-old labor law or an employment law versus independent contractor where they're one-sided and you really don't have that much say? Because, hey, here's another thing. They put a lot of rules in their terms of service on what you can and can't do as a driver, which, yes, you can do that, but if you're in my car, I can make rules that maybe you don't appreciate or you don't like, but that's my rule in my own car. So yeah, there's a few things there that are certain issues. But yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. Is there a way that maybe they can take this century-old labor employment situation that they keep coining and saying that phrase to something that is new, updated, and protects the gig economy, as well as protects the drivers or the workers within the gig economy itself? So yeah, that's a big question right there. I think there is a way that both sides can come to the table and work out differences. Both Uber and Lyft and the drivers that work for Uber or that work with Uber and Lyft as independent contractors currently, that now will also appease California legislation, because they're in there trying to protect drivers where they don't really necessarily know the operation of Uber and Lyft and how drivers operate as well too. So again, what kind of ideas do you think that could come up where everybody can be benefiting from it? Because yes, there are a couple of things that we need to realize. Uber and Lyft does need to still make money to operate. They need money for paying their employees. They need money for their investors now. They need money for, updating the apps and making sure they're current, updating services for passengers and all of these different things. So yes, they do need to make money. They also need to make money so they can pay the insurance bills for, all our way bills when we drive. They also need money for all different types of things. So yes, they do need some money. I understand that. And yes, drivers also need money because they're putting out their time, they're putting out their effort, they're putting out their vehicles, they're putting out their maintenance, they're putting out everything else. So what can we do as drivers and a company work together to actually make the future more cohesive for both drivers and Uber and Lyft itself, still appeasing California legislators to say, okay, well, you guys are taking steps in the right directions on both sides. That's appreciative. We still got our eyes on you, but we're going to lay off for a little bit. So more people are happy on both sides, and especially drivers. But yeah, like I said, I really want to know what you guys think. So please comment below and let me know what you think. Since this video really is all about what you guys think, and maybe we can actually get this to a point where it's beneficial for many drivers to see, maybe the companies will see, and we can all come together, drivers and Uber and Lyft, and say, this is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. This is how we can update our status of everything while we protect our drivers, while we give drivers the pay, while we still make money as a company, and all of this good stuff. So again, please comment below, let me know. All right, with that being said though, that's the end of today's video. I know I kind of rambled in different directions, but it was still all pretty cohesive with everything, because it was just different points, and everything's just sparking in the head. So I wanted to kind of get it out there. But yes, this is the end of that video. Again, comment below, let me know. Please give a thumbs up for this video. Also, make sure to ring the bell and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can be notified for every video that comes up. As always, never drink and drive, always tip your drivers, and we'll see you next time.